The joy is in the subversion. Thank you. Seeing how much you can set up and be like, this is what's familiar, and then just twist it and turn it. It wasn't even like I was out to change things. I just felt like this is the role I want to perform. There's a facade that so many women have a facade, which is, I'm totally fine. I have my hair, I have my makeup, I'm completely together, and I feel empowered. And underneath, it's, I'm in pain, and I hate the way I look, and all I want to do is sit around and fart. That duality of experience that's going on the whole time. Women are far more fascinated by other women than they are by men. This idea that there's a woman who is representing everything that in some ways you're not. That part of the female experience to explore was just so rich and so complex. I do strive to create female characters who surprise and delight and have their own spiraling complexity. It feels like pulling back the curtain a bit to a female experience in a way that is everyday for so many of us, but not talked about that much.
I think artists are truth tellers. We're heart connectors. We help people see each other's humanity. We help people think about issues in different ways. And there's some responsibility that comes with that power. There's a lot of other people behind those awards that I've had the privilege to work with and put me in that position where I could win an EGOT. I think love is the thread that carries me through all of these things. I love my family. I love creating things. I love being a philanthropist. What I do is try to amplify voices that aren't heard enough, the downtrodden, the underdog, the people who are overlooked too often. I believe that we who have privilege and wealth and resources should do something to help people who don't.
Ralph sort of epitomizes that great Americana look.
In 50 years of history, it's pretty extraordinary.
I love that the clothes look comfortable.
It's not stuffy, it's not like, you know, too high.
He really is the epitome of the American dream when you think about it.
I think I've been very fortunate in that I've been able to do what I wanted to do, starting, you know, with very little.
I grew up in the Bronx. It was the world that you would think it was, to rock and roll, stickball, and I've been inspired by that. A lot of people look to Europe for the answer to fashion. I look to America. Fashion business is about change. That was never my philosophy. Whether it's fashion, restaurants, or home furnishings, I love things that last, and I'm doing it with integrity, with quality, because I believe in that.
Understand the history of a culture and you present it in its glory, it's a celebration.
We are home.
My first reaction to being asked to do Black Panther was sheer panic. Wakanda had not been affected by colonization. You take African fabric brought in from the Dutch. So maybe we have to dig a little bit deeper. Chadwick Boseman adorning trimmed in kente cloth. Nakia's character in her beaded traditional costume. The designs are a celebration of culture. All types of people wanted to join in the celebration because it expressed a culture within them.
I always said I want to be a filmmaker, but are you really going to put your money where your mouth is? Boop. It was incredible being in movies like Knocked Up and Superbad. And really, Superbad was the movie that planted a seed in me that you can make things that come from your real point of view, who you are. What is incredible about mid-90s is it is my first pure expression of the work I want to make. Skateboarding has always been really butchered on screen, and this doesn't come from a place of authority, it comes from a place of love for something that really showed me the world in a different way. I really leaned into the idea that this movie is so many different feelings at once. I believe that's what life is like, and those are the kinds of films I hope to make.
If you look at New York City, up until probably the mid-2000s, there was no diversity really in dining. Upper East Side French restaurants, sommeliers, waiters in tuxedo. It was the room in your house that you were not supposed to go in. And I remember very clearly thinking, that's gotta change. Our restaurants are diverse, stripped down to the bare essentials, right? Open kitchen, loud, delicious, inventive food. Our goal is to be sort of radically honest and transparent. On the media end, I sort of feel the same way. I want to open up a Korean restaurant.
There's no authenticity there.
I know. Like I'm a Korean Vanilla Ice. Whether it's media or the restaurants, what I want is someone to have a new sensation. It's not gonna make everyone happy, but the world's too complicated to not be truthful.
I believe in the power of art to create compassion and empathy and to inspire people to join the growing movement to end mass incarceration. I have 6 grandchildren that are Black.
When Trayvon Martin was murdered, my twins looked like Trayvon Martin. Aggie's like, he went out to get Skittles and a Coke. Did Rio go to get Skittles and a Coke and not make it home?
Well, I began to understand what was happening with the justice system, that it was completely unjust. I thought that was the only way to get the amount of money that I needed for this project.
The Art for Justice Fund is an effort to end the disproportionate criminalization of Black and brown people, and it's been a domino effect.
I believe in the power of art to create compassion and empathy and to inspire people to join the growing movement to end mass incarceration. I have 6 grandchildren that are Black.
When Trayvon Martin was murdered, my twins looked like Trayvon Martin. Aggie's like, he went out to get Skittles and a Coke. Did Rio go to get Skittles and a Coke and not make it home?
Well, I began to understand what was happening with the justice system, that it was completely unjust. I thought that was the only way to get the amount of money that I needed for this project.
The Art for Justice Fund is an effort to end the disproportionate criminalization of Black and brown people in the criminal justice system in this country. We can actually change this at its root, get people out of prison, and it's been a domino effect.
I can't tell you how many times I had journalists in my face like this. You can't do that. You'll never be able to do that. That's not going to work. That's not journalism. That's not storytelling. And I would be like, this is the future. I loved working in journalism, but there was a problem in that I wasn't doing anything visually. And I felt like I needed to push further forward. That's when I began to push this new ground. I should be doing journalism in virtual reality. I've really seen how deeply it was affecting people. They'd pull off the headset and they would be crying and they would be focusing on you. I knew that I could never put my audience out there anymore. They had to be inside the story with me. It's been so long trying to convince people that this was going to happen, and it's real now.
Whatever we've done is always something we've done together.
He's my best friend, more than 60 years now. I think we accept our own weaknesses and the strength of the other.
The projects really take advantage of this. We are happy not to be recognizable. We reject style. We are free to do what we believe is right each time that we do a project.
With one building, you can change a whole neighborhood or even a whole city. So there is quite a lot of responsibility when you put something in the world. Architecture is for the people, and the people, they accept the building or they reject it.
If people love them, admire them, they will survive.